What if I told you that one of the deadliest wars in human history wasn't World War I or World War II, but a civil war in China led by a man who claimed to be the younger brother of Jesus Christ? It sounds unbelievable, but between 1850 and 1864, a rebellion led by a failed scholar turned prophet erupted into a brutal war that killed over 20 million people, more than the Napoleonic Wars and the American Civil War combined. How did this happen? And how did one man's vision nearly bring down an empire? Let's dive into the story of the Taiping Rebellion, a war so massive and chaotic that it changed China forever. To understand how this all began, we need to go back to 19th century China. The Qing dynasty, which had ruled for over 200 years, was in serious trouble. The country was overpopulated, corruption was rampant, and after the First Opium War with Britain, foreign powers were carving out influence in China, making things even worse for ordinary people. Famine, high taxes, and poverty were pushing millions to the brink of despair. Then came Hong Xiuquan, a man who would change everything. Born in 1814 to a poor farming family, Hong had big dreams of becoming a scholar and government official. He studied hard for the grueling imperial exams, but no matter how many times he tried, he failed. And failing wasn't just disappointing, it meant he had no future in China's rigid social system. After one of his failures, Hong became sick and started having strange visions. In these visions, he saw himself in a heavenly kingdom, speaking with golden-haired figures in robes. One of them told him he was the younger brother of Jesus Christ, sent to rid China of demons and establish God's kingdom on earth. At first, he didn't act on these dreams, but years later, after reading Christian missionary texts, everything clicked. He was convinced that he was chosen to lead a divine revolution. And so, Hong Xiuquan began spreading his new faith, a mixture of Christianity, traditional Chinese beliefs, and his own personal revelations. He preached that the Qing dynasty was run by demons and that China needed to be purified under his rule. His message attracted thousands, especially poor farmers and those who had suffered under the corrupt government. By 1850, his followers, known as the Taiping Heavenly Kingdom, had grown into an army. The Qing dynasty saw this as a major threat and sent soldiers to crush them. But Hong's movement didn't just survive, it exploded into a full-scale war. The Taiping forces quickly seized large parts of southern China. In 1853, they captured Nanjing, making it their capital and renaming it Tianjin, or Heavenly Capital. From here, Hong ruled as a divine leader, setting up a government based on strict religious laws. He banned opium, foot binding, and gambling, promoted gender equality, and declared that land should be shared among the people. On paper, it sounded like a utopia. In reality, it was far from perfect. Inside the Taiping Kingdom, discipline was brutal. Men and women were separated, even if they were married, and strict religious codes governed everyday life. Meanwhile, Hong Xiuquan withdrew from leadership, spending his time writing religious texts and claiming to perform miracles. Power struggles among his top generals weakened the movement, and their enemies were closing in. The Qing dynasty, realizing it couldn't defeat the Taiping alone, sought help from Western powers like Britain and France. At first, Europeans were interested in the rebellion because of its Christian elements, but they soon realized Hong's version of Christianity was very different from theirs. Seeing the Taiping as a threat to trade and stability, they sided with the Qing and helped supply modern weapons and military advisors. The final blow came in 1864 when Qing forces, with Western support, besieged Nanjing. After months of starvation and brutal fighting, the city fell. Hong Xiuquan didn't live to see the end. He reportedly died from illness or poisoning shortly before the city was taken. His followers were slaughtered and the rebellion was crushed. By the time it was over, the Taiping Rebellion had left a horrifying death toll, over 20 million people dead, entire regions devastated, and China further weakened, making it even more vulnerable to foreign influence. So what was the legacy of the Taiping Rebellion? It exposed the deep cracks in the Qing dynasty, which would eventually collapse a few decades later. It also showed how religion and politics could combine into an explosive force, leading to one of the deadliest wars in history. The story of the Taiping Rebellion is a reminder of how one person's vision, whether divine or delusional, can change the fate of millions. What do you think? Was Hong Xiuquan a true prophet, a brilliant leader, or just a man consumed by his own illusions? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe for more incredible stories from history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.